Free cake? Hmm. Okay. Oh! Hey, what's going on, guys? Logdotzip here, and welcome back to the Minecraft Redstone video. Today, I'm going to be showing you the ultimate chest trap that will blow you or anyone that opens this sucker up into smithereens. And if the explosion doesn't kill you, the resulting fall damage will. It's actually a really simple redstone trap, and we're going to break it down step by step. I'm going to show you exactly how it works, why it works, and then we're going to switch over to a survival world to show you how it could not be any easier to build this and mess with your friends and potentially get yourself some good items along the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this redstone video. If you do, you want to see more, make sure you drop a like on the video. You guys loved that piston trap that you see over there for the last one, so I would love to see 600 likes for this redstone video. Either way, on to the explanation. Now, before we show you how to build the contraption, as I said, I wanted to show off a little bit of the redstone behind the contraption and how it works. And that involves a bud switch or a block update detector. Now, a block update detector, in its most simplest terms, is basically a situation where redstone forgets that it's supposed to be updating or doing something. Now, over here, I've built a little bit of an area where we can show off a bud switch in action. So over here we have a piston with a redstone block that will be powering the rest of this redstone over here to cause a bunch of delays. But you don't got to worry about that. All you need to see is that this block is currently powered, which means this piston is supposed to be pushing this block. The reason it's not is because we have this piston pushing it back, but that was only to set up the bud switch. What you need to understand in this instance is all you need to know is when you update any area around this piston, whether it is by breaking a block or placing a block, you will see that it updates. That is the bud switch. That is the redstone saying, oh shoot, I'm supposed to be doing something right now. And when you update it, that is what reminds it that there's supposed to be an action. You'll notice if we remove this, you'll see, oh, see, it pushes the redstone block, no longer pushing the redstone block in this specific situation. So over here is a little more of an applicable area as to what we're going to be doing with the trap. The trap. So you'll see here we've got a bunch of levers, and they are lined up with redstone, which is lined up to various objects that upon being powered will change their state. You know, a door opens, a rail powers, a note block plays a lovely little tune. You'll see that there is no interruption here. However, over here we've got some more examples, and this is what's going to be used in the chest trap. Upon placing a lever right here, you'll notice the redstone is no longer attached. And redstone's a little finicky, it's a little glitchy. It's not glitchy enough to where it needs to be fixed, but it's glitchy just enough where you can do some really cool stuff with it. So now let's power this lever. You'll see that it is connected to this one. Obviously this does not change states upon being near powered objects, but if we were to break this lever, you'll notice the redstone replaces itself, is leading right into this rail, but you'll see the rail is still not powered. We have successfully made a bud switch, a block update detector. Now you'll notice upon updating around this area, it will go ahead and power, it will update, it will be reminded, hey, wait a second, I need to be doing something. It can be on the sides, it can be underneath, it can be on top, and you'll see that the rail updates. Now we are using powered rails specifically for this contraption, but I wanted to show you a couple more examples as well. So again, not powered, remove that, still not powered. Now as you saw here, placing a block will update it. You'll also see removing a block will update it. However, there are a couple instances where it will not update despite placing blocks nearby. That main instance in this situation is going to be simply it will not update blocks too far from it. So if I try and place a block up here, you'll notice it doesn't update because it is not in the direct vicinity of the bud switch. So placing it up here kind of causes a little bit of a problem. However, that is where chests come in. Chests work a little bit differently in that they cause block update switches not only in the area around them, but 2 blocks below them. So you'll see even placing and removing a chest doesn't do anything. But look what happens when we open the chest. Oh wait, I forgot to, I'm stupid. I forgot to break this guy. See, breaking, placing doesn't cause anything, but look what happens. I'm gonna pause for good effect again. When we open the chest, you'll notice it got powered. And this is where the key to the chest trap comes into play. But before we do that, I want to show you one more thing In 1.8, they changed how you can place down both minecarts, and specifically here, minecarts with TNT. Once you place one down, you cannot place any more. You used to be able to right-click on the sides here very carefully and place as many as you wanted. You could even go far as to try and go underneath, and you'll notice no matter where you go, you cannot place these suckers down anymore once you've placed one. But it really is a simple fix, and this is what we'll be using in the final build of this, and it is simply a matter of placing down another rail, and suddenly the hitbox for placing these is once again huge, and you can use it to stack tons of minecarts. Now you don't see it here, but if I were to, for example, try and push these somewhere, you'll notice there is a seriously huge amount. I love doing that. Anyways, now it is time to take everything we've learned here and apply it to our chest trap. Alright guys, we're back in a survival world. It is a beautiful day outside. The sun is shining. The birds were chirping if they existed in Minecraft. And I just felt like blowing some stuff up. Wow, nice squeak. So there's a couple things before we actually get to the building. First one is the chest placement is going to matter specifically in this build. So go ahead and watch the whole video first to know where you need to build around the chest, because depending on where you place the chest, you will have to shift this little underground hidden area afterwards. That, and you technically only need 2 powered rails for this, but for sake of ease, we're gonna have 3, and I would recommend you have 3. And yes, they have to be powered rails. Finally, you only need 2 minecarts with TNT, which is just a minecart combined with the TNT in a crafting bench or your little 2x2. However, I would recommend 5, or honestly, as many as you want. Any more than 5 is probably overkill. You're certainly going to be killing whoever's opening this chest with 5. But, you know, explode to your heart's content. Anyways, as I was saying, you're going to want to go ahead and start off with a 2x3 area, 2 deep, and you'll want to leave a block right here. You don't need to leave a block right here, but my OCD is telling me to make things match on either side. So place your first lever down right here, place your first lever down right there, place some redstone here, and suddenly things are beginning to look a little familiar. You'll notice we have instantly made our block update switch. Just doing that for now to show you that it is in fact working. You'll see we place it down, it suddenly updates again. But for the time being, we're not going to be doing that. That is kind of the second to last step, is breaking that lever down. So just place these down here for now. Place down the powered rail. Now this area right here is where the chest is going to be. So if you've got a chest right here, for example, you'll need the 2x3 either right here or right here, because you can just flip this if you don't want to do it to the right or left. But either way, the chest needs to go above this ground level with the rest of its spot. Now, place down a rail right there, and then you're going to want to place down your minecarts with TNT. Now, the reason we did the little hitbox, as you can see, the reason we placed it like that is so we have that hitbox where you can place down a good amount of additional minecarts with TNT. Now, this part is a little bit tricky, and I recommend whatever block you have here to be a very easy one to break, like dirt, for example, because what you're going to want to do is break this block and place a new rail right here at the same time, because when you break this block, it will actually break the block that the minecarts are on at the same time, and they need to be on top of a rail for the bud switch to work. So if I do this properly, I'm going to break this block and then quickly right click a rail right there. So I think I should be able to do that with fair ease, and I didn't. Got it. See? Now with the power of editing and the fact that these actually won't explode if you need to break them and retry, it might take a couple tries, but you only need to do it once, so it's really not a big deal. We've placed down a rail underneath there. In fact, I can see, yeah, see, we only have the 2 left, and there's one underneath there, and you'll notice that they kind of lock into place when you do that. And you'll see it does not blow up because you've still got the lever right there. Now from here, the rest of what you're going to need to do is place down the block above here. Now you want to be careful. If you're doing this in dirt and grass, you need to wait for the dirt to turn into grass, because when dirt turns into grass, it is technically a block update. So we're just going to pretend we waited and go into game mode and switch the grass right there, and you'll see that we're already back where we need to be in terms of that. Now from here, it is simply a matter of covering up the offending area. Now, the way rails work is they kind of align to a certain, west, east, or north, south. So if your rails are like this, and you stack the carts, you'll notice that they switch over. What that means is that once this rail gets powered, it's going to be powering into the wall here. So you need to make sure that this block remains broken. Do not replace the block here, otherwise the carts will not go in the proper direction that they need to. But you can now place down the chest, and make sure you place down the chest before you turn on this redstone right here. And for sake of time, let's just go ahead and game mode the rest of this in. So we've got a couple blocks to do it with right there. Now finally, before you finish covering up the rest of this, you need to turn it on so that the redstone is powered. Leave this lever intact. That is what is powering the redstone. Cover that up. Cover up the rest here. And the final step is to break this lever. And you'll see when we break the lever, the redstone is pointing into that rail. However, it is not activating. But now that you've known what we taught you about chests, you'll see that once we open this sucker, you get blown sky high. And it could not be, did I really spawn underwater? It could not be any simpler than that, guys. So we've set up a little bit of a testing ground over here in the Desert of Wonders to show off what happens when you use different amounts of TNT minecarts. Over here we've got 2, the minimum amount you need. Over here is 10, a healthy amount. That's probably going to kill you. And over here we've got 30, and I don't even know what's going to happen when we take that one off. But they're already all set up, and I just want to show you the different strengths. So upon opening this one, you'll see that that is about 2. Now obviously blast radius and how many blocks are destroyed depends on what is surrounding it. Sand is a fairly weak block, so a lot of it is blown up. However, that's a lot of damage either way for simply 2 minecarts. In fact, I'm almost afraid that this 10 one is going to break the 30 one when we open it. I guess the best way to do it is by finding out. Wow, yes. So that was with only 10, and you can see the sheer destruction that went off. Perfect. Just enough space to show you what happens when we open up 30. Oh. We are at 7. We're still climbing. We hit 765 on the y-axis. You can see the clouds so far below us. I can't wait to see that crater that got formed. Should be hitting land anytime here. Wow. So you'll see the difference between 10 and 30 is fairly negligible. I would say 10 is almost certainly enough to do any amount of damage you could possibly need to kill whoever you're trying to kill, and any more than that is probably just a waste of your TNT and your minecarts. But 2 is adequate, and 10 will be overkill. Well, 30 is pretty much going to guarantee instant death. So, thought I'd show you that, and back to the clips. So, I cannot wait to see some of you using this trap to explode your friends, hopefully your enemies, maybe not necessarily friends, or at least give them a little bit of a scare. They better hope they got their feather falling on, otherwise that is going to be one heck of a drop. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this redstone video. If you did, and you want to see more traps, or just more redstone in general, then of course, like I said, the best way to show it is by dropping a like on the video. I'd love to see 600 likes for the chest trap explosion device, whatever the heck I'm calling it. Either way, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you for the next video. Thanks.